doing all these crazy things. And all of a sudden, I got a call one day and it's like, hey, like, Kanye wants you to come to the studio. And we walk in and there's all these ladies there wearing their club gear, and Kanye and Diddy are already like out of their mind, just like completely up. Drunk, but probably something else. Glances, and I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink, and like I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink.
Situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
Posting, I get calls, take it down, else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody.
Who's about to, his trial's about to start, yeah.
Yes. But you were on this train years ago.
Yes, many, many years ago, I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way. So, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy?
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
Yeah, Diddy cooked.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
Alright guys, just real quick before we get into today's video, I have a big announcement to make. Diddy got merch! Diddy got merch! Yes, you heard me correctly. If I don't have anything else, I'm gonna have a podcast, and now I officially have merch. The Diddy Got a Podcast store is here. It will be pinned in the comment section. It will be linked in this video, and you can also find it in my YouTube store. Just remember guys, every purchase you make supports the show, keeps the content going, and it encourages me to keep doing what I'm doing. As I've told you, I am officially a full-time YouTuber now. Thank you all so much for your support. Hey, what's up everybody? Before we get into today's video about Kanye West, for my Patreon members, the long overdue video about Jeffrey Epstein and his biggest accuser, Virginia Giuffre, and her untimely passing and all the red flags surrounding her untimely passing that clearly point to the fact that she did not unalive herself the way that the media is telling us. And I also in that same video draw connections between Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy, and this is only part one. That video has officially dropped. I do apologize that it took so long, and also be on the lookout in the next week or so for the Shannon Sharpe, the really big Shannon Sharpe video that I've been talking about. I am currently working on that as well. If you would like to become a Patreon member, link is in the description. I highly recommend it. Now let's talk about Kanye West. In my last video surrounding the updates around the Diddy trial, in the beginning of that video, the introduction, I showed a clip of this gentleman speaking on this talk show host where he was alluding to some certain Diddy allegations. Well, that guy's name is Al B. Sure, and for those of you who don't know, Al B. Sure is a guy who's been in the music industry for some years. He actually used to be married for a brief period to a woman by the name of Kim Porter. Kim Porter is a woman that used to date Diddy. They were never married, but they used to date many years ago, and they had a lot of situations. She has now passed away due to very suspicious circumstances. And for years, there's been a lot of speculations. There's been this, alleged book that she was in the process of working on, which she was going to be, exposing Diddy and a lot of other people in the industry. And there's been a lot of rumors that Diddy allegedly took this woman out.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
Right, who's now sadly no longer with us. But what did you see him do?
I seen him inside the car, grab her up. I seen him, And one thing about Kim is Kim got to the point where she fought because she realized how powerful she was. It was one incident on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel where I just seen the car rocking back and forth. Of course he put everybody out there, but I seen the car shaking. So I opened the door. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You see where we at and what are you doing? And Kim got out the car like nothing happened. And she fixed her hair. She told him, she said, I want to see you explain to the media that scratch I'm gonna put across your face if you put your hands on me again. And that was Kim's attitude. Kim's attitude was she realized that what he had to explain meant more to him than anything. And once she realized she had that power, she said, nah, not no more.
Well, Al B. Sure has now come out. And apparently he's only come out now, not only because of the Diddy trial, because very similar to Kim Porter, Al B. Sure, I believe in 2016, a few years ago, actually was in a coma. He was in a studio one night and all of a sudden he just collapsed. And his situation is very similar to Kim Porter's situation. And now Al B. Sure, after spending years on social media accusing Diddy, saying things, alluding to things, with them stating on Instagram, peep game, for over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hopes to protect loved ones, avoid deaths, and tragedies that could have all been avoided. Despite this, I've been ignored, ridiculed, and medically silenced to cover up these crimes you're all now aware of by a very aggressive PR team and costly campaign to silence and physically harm me from exposing. It only aimed to prevent me from further sharing publicly the facts and insights shared with me during our frequent and intimate conversations, that being with Kim Porter, in her selfless attempts to save my life by sharing frequent plans to do harm and possibly ending my life. I'm writing this post to formally request an investigation into an entire group of individuals who worked at or around the residence of Miss Kimberly Porter, including the publicists who assisted drafting this. It has come to my attention that these persons were also instructed to steal her computer and mobile devices which contained her original book notes. Original notes are Miss Porter's missing devices, allegedly already in evidence, unquestionably contain the critical evidence that have been concealed. I'm convinced that evidence corroborates closely with details outlined in the recently released public indictment document. Additionally, it is pertinent to note that the individuals involved in this matter may also be connected to also concealing the alleged murders of several prominent artists, a situation that has left many bewildered, yet those who are immersed in the culture and familiar with the intricacies of the entertainment industry may have a clearer understanding of the obvious. Has officially come out in an interview and said that he is not only testifying in the Diddy trial, but he just flat out said that he 100% believed that Diddy had something to do with Kim Porter's death and that it wasn't accidental. But he also alludes to the fact that he believes that Diddy has something to do with his situation as well.
Al, the last time you were here, you could barely walk up the step to sit down here. Barely.
You were my first interview with Cristal, right?
Yes.
When I was released from the hospital, and it was just, what an amazing journey it's been. I figured, look, when you get lemons, make Arnold Palmer.
So you were in that coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, I mean, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah, right.
60.
Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors, medically, like, what happened to you?
And what happened? So,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we talk about in the book.
Yes,
what that,
I want to get into that.
What that process is. But, so it's been quite a journey. And as I said, even as it relates to writing the book, I went through almost, more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned, law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Second, really? What's wrong with you? No way. Realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
posting. Yeah. I get calls, take it down, else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know.
Diddy. Who's about to, his trial's about to start. Yeah,
yes.
They're selecting a jury.
But you were on this train years ago.
Yes, many, many years ago. I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand
because
why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Believe that she died of pneummonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing, actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby, Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise. A lot of this stuff will be revealed and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to finally tell my story. Every network came to me, participate in so and so, but I said, listen, I have no interest in speaking about another man.
You are in the book.
Yeah, right. But this, I will speak about where our paths cross and which is most relevant. It's something I've been trying to say for many, many years. Unfortunately, Roseanne, even with Sean being incarcerated, that's not a celebration. There's no celebration in it. First and foremost, there's way too much collateral damage, and in many, many ways. People's lives are affected. And in fact, a genre of music that I grew up in is ruined right now.
You blaming Diddy for that?
I'm blaming this entire industry and the way it's gone.
Is Diddy suing you or threatening to sue you?
No.
No?
I have the truth.
But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I am. And again, there's no, like I said, this is not marketing for me. I'm living this life. And
So
the only
yes.
reason I wanted to tell the story, Kurt, was very specifically because I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down. You actually knew what they did to me. There was a bounty on my head. There was a bunch of stuff.
Do you think specifically then that John Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive. So this is not about a scared thing. It's just time to reveal the truth.
Now, why is this important to talk about as it relates to Kanye West? Well, yes, Kanye West do have a history. As everybody know, Kanye West has a history of saying crazy things, saying belligerent things for attention, and it always seems that he makes headlines right around the time that it's time for him to drop an album. But I personally believe, and again, these are just my thoughts. I don't know if you all will agree or not. These are just Demetrius's thoughts. I believe that he's specifically doing it this time because of the Diddy trial and trying to separate himself from anything associated to Diddy so that he can play the crazy card that I have mental health issues and here's a record of me having mental health issues card, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't think it's about selling records this time. I don't think it's just about attention this time. Kanye West has been masquerading as a Christian for years. Yes, nobody's perfect, but Kanye West was never a Christian. Kanye West, how can you be a Christian while simultaneously being a part of this same music industry that stands for everything that's anti-Christian? Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. I also believe that this has nothing to do with album sales because it's actually having the opposite effect. Kanye West's album is not selling. It's actually doing terrible, but it hasn't stopped Kanye West from continuing to make a fool of himself. In fact, his album actually, a lot of you all don't know, actually got banned in many different countries. You know it's bad when Putin himself is banning your album because of the things that you're supporting in your music. People like Hitler. Come on, bro. Another reason Kanye West has been trending is because of him going on Sneako's stream and going on these rants, and people thought that he may have called himself gay, but to me personally, I don't think he said that he was gay. I think he did say the word yay, but that's up for you all to decide what you think he said.
I'm not here to be worshipped. And as a leader, I'm saying, how am I supposed to lead y'all if I don't got my kids with me to continue what we're doing? I ain't got no legacy. So why the you think I'll be Twins in charge of my legacy? I'm gay. Twins in charge of my legacy, and I'm gay.
But regardless of what you think he said there, he also went a step further and made a song where it's called Cousins or something like that, where he talked about when he was younger, he voluntarily did some things to his male cousin that were intimate in nature, to say the least, that boys should not be doing to other boys. And it sparked a lot of debate and conversation around Kanye West's sexuality, which, again, I don't care what his sexuality is. I don't know what it is. Do I think he's doing it for attention? I'm not sure, but I will tell you that once again, I don't think it's a coincidence that this is around the Diddy trial. What am I getting at here? Because if you all remember, Kanye West is currently being sued by his former assistant because she said that he did some things to her, or attempted to do some things to her against her will. A lot of people keep forgetting that he's currently being sued because of that. But even more so, something that's even bigger than that, was this woman by the name of Nike Heaton, who is a former person in the industry. Apparently she's not a part of the industry anymore, who was close friends with this same girl who used to be Kanye West's assistant. Remember, she came out with this video where she said, look, I'm not looking to sue you. I don't want no money. I'm not even looking to criminally come after you. So I have no reason to lie, which should make everything I'm saying even more valid. I'm going to tell you all about a night at the studio that completely terrified me, where Kanye West, P. Diddy, and a couple of other people attempted to assault me. And this is 100% fact. And my witness is the same assistant that's currently suing Kanye West.
As evil as people say it is. And I was like, it's more evil than you could possibly imagine. I was 19 years old, like I had just left home, and working with my manager, and we were in LA and doing all these crazy things. And all of a sudden I got a call one day and it's like, hey, like Kanye wants you to come to the studio. And we walk in and there's all these ladies there wearing their club gear, and Kanye and Diddy are already like out of their fucking mind, just like completely fucked up. Drunk, but probably something else. And Diddy hands me a drink, Kanye hands Lauren a drink, and we're like, that's weird. Like, why are they serving us? Diddy kept looking at me, and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances, and I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink, and like I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I like, my manager was like across the room, but like close enough, but like not next to me, so I couldn't like whisper to her. But I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't fucking drink this. There's something wrong with this. But I couldn't. So I reach for my phone and I start to type, and Kanye takes the phone out of my hands and he's like, who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party. And I was like, okay. And he like puts it on one of the speakers. And I'm like, fuck. Now what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip. And I'm like, fuck. Like, fuck. Now what do I do? And then I see her take another sip. 2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? 2 sips, and I watch her face flush. And all of a sudden, like I look over and she's speaking really loud and like making jokes. And I'm like, whoa, like this isn't her. Like she doesn't make jokes. She's fucking terrified of people. Like she doesn't even talk. And I was like, it's already hitting her. Like 100%, I just knew that the drinks were all laced with something. And she starts like almost being like belligerent a little bit, but not in like a crazy way, just like really enjoying herself. And I'm like, that's not her. That's not her. She doesn't even want to be here. Like, this is weird. And all of a sudden she like dismisses the studio host. Like, she's like, you can leave. And I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on? And the girls file out. They go to like a different studio, or they go somewhere. And I'm like, I have to do something. I have to do something. What do I do? And I go to get my phone where Kanye put it on one of the speakers. And as I'm going to get it, I turn and my manager's walking out. And I'm like, no. Like, where are you going? I'm already seeing people being like, this is cap. What do I have to gain? Let me just ask you, what do I have to gain? I'm in a fucking farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not filing a lawsuit, so I'm not getting paid. I'm not looking for clout, because who gives a fuck about me? So why would I lie about this? Yeah, so I see her start to leave. And I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, it's fine, I'm just going to the bathroom. And I was like, no, stay. And she's like, it's right there. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And she walks out. And all of a sudden, I realize that I'm in this studio. The music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realize that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me, alone. Kanye and Diddy have realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they're like fucked out of their minds. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like it's just us, like we're all just friends, like let us just like see like how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And like I still haven't gotten scared yet, you know, like I'm still like, this is a bad situation, I'm creeped out, but like there's no reason to panic. There's other men here, and they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to like take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, get out of here, like don't touch me. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like there's only one exit, and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop, like stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off. And like I'm like almost fully exposed at this point, and they're both coming at me, and I'm like, you guys, like, seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like, we know him pretty well. Like, we've been around him a lot. He's literally 3 feet away from me. Like, if I reached and he reached too, like, we could touch. Like, he's that close. And I look and I'm like, hey, like, I give that look where I'm just like, come on, like, step in. Like, this isn't cool. Like, you're a grown man. Like, you're like 50 years old. I know you have a family. Like, you know this isn't right. Like, do something. And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these 2 grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. I'm like, okay, there's still 2 more men in the room. And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna do something. And I look at him next and I'm like, okay, like, do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next. And I'm like, do something, you know, like, fucking do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that, like, gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh shit. No one's fucking saving me tonight. No one's gonna do anything. No one's gonna do fucking anything. And that's when I was truly fucking scared. At this point, they had ripped my shirt off, and they were trying to get my pants off. And I realized that I was completely alone. And I closed my eyes for a second. And I was like, God help me. What do I do? And as my eyes were closed, this is gonna sound weird because I bet a lot of you are wondering, like, how the fuck did you get out of this situation? My eyes were closed and I prayed and I said, God help me, what do I do? And it was like clear as day. I heard this in my head and it didn't make any sense. I heard, go towards them. And I was like, oh, fucking great. The one time I asked God for help, Satan answers, because why the fuck would I go towards these 2 predators who are sexually assaulting me? Like, why would I do that? And then all of a sudden it clicked. My back was up against the glass wall. I could not go any further back. That was the only exit. He said, go towards them. They were already drunk off their shit. They were fucked up. So I lunged forward. I stepped forward and it, like, threw them off balance. Like, they were like, oh, you know, and, like, they stepped back at least 1.5 feet. And the moment that they did, I reached behind my back, I pulled the door and I slipped out, grabbing my clothes. And I ran across the hall, across this corridor, and I hid inside of an empty studio that was black. And I sat there for like 20-25 minutes. Eventually I got us both out and I got us in an Uber. And what about all those other girls?
Yes. This same lady is not a part of the lawsuit, or is not a part of the trial that we know of. But if you're Kanye West and you see everything that's going on with Diddy, you don't know what Diddy is thinking. You don't know what Diddy may have up his sleeve. You don't know what his legal team has told him. So if I'm Kanye West, I want to lean more so into this narrative that I'm crazy, that I'm belligerent, I don't have control of my behavior and my actions. I think it makes for a great defense. Because again, if you're sitting on red carpets with your wife, you know, half naked and basically naked, and you're seen in interviews walking out and being belligerent, the whole I'm crazy and I'm not all the way there mentally story could potentially stick for you. The last thing I'll say is, This is 100% proof in my opinion that Kanye West is what they call controlled opposition. I've been saying it for years, but I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I don't believe that Kanye West is just controlled opposition. I believe that Kanye West has been a victim of MK Ultra and has been the victim of MK Ultra for years. I actually don't believe that he's in control of a lot of things that he does. I don't. I think he's medicated a lot of the times. Because think about it, if you were really about exposing the truth, and if you were really Christian and about standing for Jesus Christ, one, you wouldn't be a part of the industry. But let's say you was able to infiltrate the industry while being a follower of Jesus Christ. You wouldn't last 2 days in the industry, bro. You wouldn't. But somehow he's still relevant, he's still alive. He's called out Jay-Z, he's called out Michael Jordan, he's called out Shaq, all these different people. But he's still here. I think that's enough proof right there in itself. But these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts. Y'all up in the comment section, you let me know what you think. I'll keep my eye on everything. Like I said, I'll try to give y'all an update with the trial, maybe once a week if I'm able to do it, if I'm able to pump it out. But these are my current thoughts. I currently believe that Kanye West is acting belligerent, is making all these headlines and doing all these interviews in KKK hoods and all this and the third, so that he can play the crazy card if he needs to. But these are my thoughts. I'd love to hear you all's. Hop in the comment section, let me know. Hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Like always, I'm Demetrius. I go by Diddy. That's all for this one, man. Until next time. Peace.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.